Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another edition of First Look. And in this edition of First Look, I'll be doing First Look, UFC Fight Night, Fiziev versus Gamrot. And this is not me running through the whole card, just kind of picking three, maybe four fights that stick out to me or odds or whatnot that stick out to me upon, like my first look or first looks. This man really had like 2,000 looks and like already scaled the whole card. But hey, between me and you, it's the first look. Yeah, so let me get to the first one that sticks out to me. Terrible odds. Why is Mid-Zuki, let's say M-I-D, not M-I-Z, M-I-D, Mid-Zuki, why is she damn near minus 300? She should never be minus 300 in her life. Well, at least not right now. I think when I look back at her fights in the victory versus Alexa Grasso and, well, let me just say Alexa Grasso. I'm forgetting other fighter's name, but Alexa Grasso and stuff. She looked like a promising fighter. Like she looked like she was more lean, lower body mass. She looked more skilled, looked more competent. Versus her fight against Yanan Wu, which was one of the biggest robberies of all time. Like she looked like a fat and chunky. Like she had a lot of excess weight on her. Like was she pregnant? Was she on her period? I don't know what was going on. Was bloating? Really her whole UFC run, she just looked very flat and been gifted with some fights. And you look at the stats and like it's closer fight than what it was. First, if you actually watch those fights, there's really a bunch of her getting smacked around the whole fight. Got gifted, like big gifted against Wu Yanan. In the fight against I'm missing all these names, but Limos. Limos at that point still had cardio issues, so she wasn't having the most pace, wasn't really going for the kill as much in that one. But he still took her down 2-0, and still was like landing the harder shots. Whereas Mizuki was landing these little weak pillow punches and try to hold on for dear life. It was a butchering in that fight. It was a butchering in the Wu Yanan fight. So in reality, when I look at her UFC run, it's been horrendous. So why is this woman coming off an ACL injury in 3 years such a big favorite? I understand Hannah Goldie is not a good fighter, but neither is Mizuki Inoue at this point in her career, especially coming off injury, adding all this fat and mass on her since her Invicta days. Even though she's only 29, she looked like she's like somewhat like a single mom, like a single soccer. Well, maybe she's not a maybe she got a husband, but she looked like a middle-aged soccer mom. That's what she built now. Like she just don't look good. Hasn't fought very good. Look very terrible. But she still got heart. She still got chin. But if I would say one of the weakest favorites on this card, it would definitely be Mizuki Inoue. In my opinion, the weakest favorite on this card is Mizuki Inoue. Hannah Goldie is not that good and should lose, but versus like the odds and everything factoring, the weakest favorite on this whole card is Mizuki Inoue, without a doubt. Weak is a mug. Terrible fighter. But you're dealing with low level MMA, so low level stuff will happen. It could be a low level controversial decision loss. But hey, she got gifted a low level controversial win. It's about time she get robbed herself. Like what goes around comes around. In time for her to get robbed. So at minus 300 and Goldie at plus 230, I think that's a good value. I'm not saying, oh, bet the house on Goldie. That's not what I'm saying. This is low level trash MMA. But hey, you could potentially double your money or triple your money, however you want to equate that, versus a person who has no business being that big of a favorite. So that's what I'm saying there. Low level MMA, and Goldie definitely has a chance in that one. That's where everything factors. So Hannah Goldie at plus 230, 234, I think is a good value or okay value. It's worth a sprinkle. But someone say hindsight this, hindsight that. But all I'm saying, definitely fade. If you're thinking about betting Mizuki, you're thinking about betting Mizuki in no way. Rethink it, invest in some stocks or something, or go to a strip club. You'll have much more enjoyment out of your money or something with that. So think of Mizuki no way. Rethink, watch your Yanan Wu fight, and you'll quickly take your money out of wherever you betting on her, because you're not thinking you putting money on Mizuki. You're not thinking at all. At all. And I'm not saying Hannah Goldie is such a smart bet. It's like, oh, this is the dog of the year. It's not. I'm just saying she has a good enough chance. And she has a decent shot against the weakest favorite on the whole card. And then the second one I'm going to mention is Muhammad Usman versus, what's his name? Jake Collier, a fat middleweight who's on a downtrend right now. And Muhammad Usman is not the greatest fighter himself, but, he's the Ultimate Fighter winner. Even though he won in the fashion, he was getting picked apart the whole fight until he wasn't. But then he rallied and has been able to, back up his win of the Ultimate Fighter by beating, Junior Tafa. Got rocked in the first round, but he showed heart, showed toughness, and then just like, I got hit and rocked, and now I just don't got no fight in me. He showed the ability to, mix up, go for the takedowns, and be able to win a fight. So he definitely has some steam behind him. Is he going to be a great fighter? I'm definitely probably banking on the other way that he's not going to be a great fighter. But I definitely think he can probably get better and better. You know, start to stack some wins together, probably get like a 3, 4 fight winning streak, and then start fighting top 15 guys and whatnot. And that's probably where he's going to fall off big at. But or maybe even break into the top 15. But definitely top 10, and definitely for sure ain't going to get no top 5 in my opinion. Like no hatred or nothing to the dude. Best of luck to him. If he does, he does, and I'll be like happy that he does it. If he becomes champion, I'll be happy he does. I'm rooting for the dude to be honest. But if I'm being like non-biased or I don't know, just thinking partially or whatever you want to call it, I just don't see the guy having a very high ceiling. But to beat Jake Collier, I think he has a very good shot, especially with Jake Collier getting TKO'd by what's his name? His name Curtis. No, it's not Chris. It's Chris. Chris. I don't know. I forget his name. I forget the name like a mug. But and this dude was beefing with me in the DMs at one point and in the comment section. I forget his name, but everybody's favorite cuddly bear. I'm forgetting his name, but yeah, no insult to him either. But another fighter who's just not elite. And he got stopped by him, and he got stopped by yeah. This has been a really lackluster performance from Jack Collier lately, and I think Muhammad Usman still has that big power. He has that big size, potentially missing some takedowns, and touch Collier, the smaller, really a big fat middleweight. Well, not even a big middleweight, a fat middleweight, fighting that heavyweight, going in for real heavyweight. And I think Muhammad Usman got some steam behind him. And I think he should be able to win, whether it be a sloppy, ugly decision or just put something on the button and put in Collier's lights out. So at minus 135, I think that's good value. I'm not saying he's a great value at any value. I'm not. I think in that basically pick 'em odds, I think Muhammad Usman has really like a 70% chance to win this one at like a pick 'em odds. So a 70% chance to win in that pick 'em odds. I think your money's in a good place picking Muhammad Usman. Just trying to pick in the distance or this and that. I think that could be a bit confusing because he just won a decision fight in his last fight, so we don't know if he's gonna get another decision down or he's gonna go for the knockout. But it's kind of trending knockout. But that's the hard part. But I think Muhammad Usman is the clear side in this one, and I think he'll show it. And I do think, like I say, he'll be able to stick some wins together and make something of himself in this UFC heavyweight division. So that's my take for that one. Muhammad Usman at minus like 135, where he's currently at, I think that's a good value. And I think he'll cash that for you. Now to the third one. Third one, Marina Rodriguez versus Michelle Waterson 2. If Marina Rodriguez was like 31-32, this would be phenomenal. Especially given the fact that she already beat Michelle Waterson, but she's only like 1 year younger than Michelle Waterson. She's coming off of like 2 losses one loss where she got grappled up. I lost, she got TKO. But yeah, I can see why the odds aren't higher. Because I feel like this could be a fight that could have higher odds given the fact that she has already beaten her and the fact that Michelle Waterson is like 39 years old, 37 years old. Like, you already beat her, and she's 37 now or 38 now. It's like, that could be a lock. But I understand this woman's MMA, and that should be a lock in other senses, but it's gonna probably be reduced to just a high confidence given the fact of this and that. And Marina Rodriguez been on a 2-fight losing streak, and I think Waterson been on like a 3-fight losing streak. But yeah, as far as Michelle Waterson's side, the way you think she's gonna win is she's not gonna knock her out. She's not gonna submit her. So the better striker right now is Marina Rodriguez. The stronger, bigger woman is Marina Rodriguez. The younger woman seems that she should be like 5 years younger. It's only 1 year younger, but still the younger woman by like a year or a couple of weeks or whatnot. So the bigger, younger, stronger, more active, more lethal fighter overall. Versus Michelle Waterson, who's up there in age at this point, is kind of a decisionator in her career. You get up there in age, you're just a veteran who just finds ways to eke out decisions. So you feel like her best way to win this one, maybe a cup, pick up a pace like at the end of a round, maybe, or score a takedown at the end of the round. And we look at her recent track record. Michelle Waterson, like I think over the past half decade, I think the most takedown she ever got in a fight was like 1 takedown. And I think she's gonna need at least 2 or 2.5 takedowns to win this fight. I think will be her path to victory. But trying to strike and just throw side kicks and throw a little bit of flurries against a tall, lurchy Marina Rodriguez, I think it's gonna be a hard sell. Yeah, so I think Marina Rodriguez is good value there at minus 300s. Like if it goes to minus 400, minus 500, I don't like it too much. But even then, where she's at currently, I don't really like her at money line too much. But maybe trying to put a decision prop on that, or maybe parlaying her. I think she's an excellent parlay piece because that's a piece that's probably going to hit. And you can parlay her with something else, or parlay her with a couple names and get a better value. But that's like pretty much one of your strong legs on your parlay, I would say. So moneyline isn't the best, but parlaying that, it's a very strong parlay piece, I feel. And so yeah, Marina Rodriguez at like minus 325 last I checked is a good value for me, I feel. And that's really the three. Now I'm just gonna throw in a bonus one. I think Fiziev at minus 165 is a good value against Matus Gamrot. You know, people like feel like, oh, Gamrot should be this, Gamrot should be that. But Gamrot's like hasn't really shown me much, especially at the elite level. He's a good little takedown artist, good grappling and whatnot. But as far as actual effectiveness, like actual effective ground and pound, or consistently effective ground and pound, consistently effective striking, he's really just a blanket. He's a high level blanket. And Fiziev has shown good striking. I mean, he has shown pretty solid wrestling defense, you know, ever proven grappling. Oh, I think the issue is that this is a 5-round fight. So maybe I'll retract that. But hey, I'm throwing on that. I think minus 165. I think Fiziev will win. I think he's going to win in the distance. So I'm kind of giving you a. Well, I haven't locked anything in yet. So I might shift my mind. So this is definitely a shifting one. But I think the value on Fiziev is good. Minus 165. And he might win in the distance, to be honest. He has shown good takedown defense. Yeah. I might retract that. But hey, I want to stick with it for now. I ain't signing no contract to say I'm picking Fiziev right now. But upon making this video, I was like, I'm liking Fiziev, still liking Fiziev, but nothing signed in stone. The other one's signed in stone. This one, not yet signed in stone. Well, the first one wasn't signed in stone. Goldie, I ain't signing nothing for Goldie. Even probably when I make the video, I'm not gonna be signing nothing for Goldie. Like either way, but the other two, you know, Rodriguez and Usman, I'm signed. That's signed, sealed, delivered. Fiziev close to signing it. But yeah, I guess you look at high level experience recently. Fiziev fought Justin Gaethje to a very close decision that you could argue that he won. I'm not saying that it was a robbery or nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. It was a close fight, and I feel there's a good argument he won that one. And especially for Justin Gaethje to rebound and avenge his loss to Poirier in the fashion that he did. That's a good look. Whereas Fiziev got schooled by Beneil Dariush, MMA long division or whatnot. He got schooled by Dariush, and Dariush got tooled by Charles Oliveira. So your most recent loss didn't really age that well, versus Fiziev's most recent loss is aging pretty well and was against an overall higher level competition as well, and a much more competitive fight than his fight was. But yeah, definitely interesting matchup, especially if it gets into the deep rounds. But we have seen Gamrot lose his first fight in the UFC to Striker. And I think Fiziev is a better fighter than he lost to in his debut. You know, it was a close fight, and I feel Gamrot won that fight. I'm forgetting the dude's name. He was a highly touted prospect, but then after getting TKO, like his name no longer matters. But y'all know who that glorified Bubba McDaniel is. That used to train, well, still trains with Kamzat and whatnot. I forget his name, but he's a glorified Bubba McDaniel now. After losing that fight, how he lost that fight, he's a glorified Bubba McDaniel. He's just a foreign Bubba McDaniel. And you want to know who Bubba McDaniel is a guy who was on the Tough. He was a former training partner of John Jones. And that's what he is. He's a training partner. You know, he has some good perspective with it. And you could say, oh, he's good, he's this, he's that, he's going to that. But your name no longer matters. If you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. And some of y'all probably still fans of dude, but hey, I'm not saying wishing nothing bad on him, but I know for sure he ain't going to measure up to be no great talent. But why is guy throwing shade at fighters for no reason? Hey, the video's going, it's rolling. But yeah, let's just wrap it up. So I guess the four are looking to Goldie at plus 235. Lock in Usman at minus 135. Lock in Rodriguez at minus 325. And keep an eye on Fiziev at minus 165. So Goldie and Fiziev kind of keep eyes on, but the other three are, lock those in. And that's the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.